You know what's good for a chilly autumn night? Chili! Yes, that's ground beef. That's 85.15. We're going to brown that up, and then I'm going to drain off the nasty little grease that we don't need. And, let's ring around the collar. This here is ring around the collar from that damn dishwasher. Finish is supposed to do a really good job. Damn it, I just noticed it. So anyway, let's brown this beef, and then we'll strain it off, and we'll get to cooking our chili, which is going to be fantabulous. Okay, so I have drained off all the grease. There's a little bit left, but that's fine. I'm going to put this in these are fire roasted tomatoes. Juice and all. Look over here. There is the beef. It is straining into a, whatcha-jigger? Strainer, I guess, is what you would call it. And let's go over here to the hob again. And I'm going to put another tin of fire roasted tomatoes. Be right back. What I have done here is I took an onion, except for those little pieces that fell in there, and I grated it up because I just wanted something different. Except for those chunks you see there, I'm just going to leave them alone. They fell in. But I grated it. I grated the onion in there. And this is a especially good tip for those who, like I have a few family members, extended family members, who just will not eat onion because they blah blah blah. Well, if you grate it without the big pieces, but if you grate it finely, they'll never know, and then they'll be eating onions and they don't realize they like them. So now that I have let the meat drain, whatever meat you're going to make, you can use ground chicken, you can use ground turkey. I would use ground chicken before I would use ground turkey. I think ground turkey tastes like shit myself. But people say, well, you put extra this, extra that, blah, 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 blah. I can still taste it. It tastes funky to me. So this is ground beef, 85.15. And so I'm going to stir this all together. Let me start stirring it. How about that? Yeah, I'm casting a shadow. I'm doing a Phil Collins video where half of it's dark and half of it's light. Anyway, do you remember? Anyhow, so like, subscribe, share, TikTok, whatever the hell you have to do on here to send this through. I swear to you it's going to be good and people are going to love me. Yeah, I want people to love me. But it's just me and the cat that live together. I haven't found a man yet. So I haven't been fortunate enough yet. Or maybe have bad luck enough yet. But it's getting through, all this. So let's keep it going. Next I'm going to start adding some more things to it to make it more chili. To the pot, I have, and I've got it on medium gas, by the way, or medium heat, whatever you want to call it, but I use gas. So now you're cooking with gas. So what I did is I put a little tin of green chilies in it and a 15.5 ounce tin of mild chili beans. I like my chili mild. I'm going to give this a little taste test before we go on to the next thing. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do before we move on is, I already said I put the beans and the green chilies in there and blah, blah, blah. And what I'm going to do next, now that's see the black here? The black on the tomatoes? That is because they are fire roasted tomatoes that came out of the tin. So don't be thinking there's anything nefarious in my chili, because there's not. I run a clean household here, and very clean. So what I did is I took, I put some water into the chili bean can, and I poured about 2/3 of it in there. I want to get it up to the bubble. It was just up to the bubble, and then I started tinkering with it. Anyway, there it goes again. So the way I like it, and yes, my stove's clean, see? There's a speck or two, but whose isn't? I've always been told, and I've always had chili here, that said noodles. I know people say spaghetti. Do you put spaghetti in it? I put pasta in it. It's whatever I've got. I don't normally buy spaghetti per se because I don't eat it unless I put it in chili. Hell, I've put ramen noodles in this before, or ramen, however you want to put it. I even heard somebody call it ramen or some shit like that. But I've got it up to the bubble, and I'm going to pour some macaroni. Some dry macaroni. Not a whole lot, because we don't want it to suck up all the juice. You don't want it thick as, well, I don't know. I was going to say something vulgar. But you know what? Just in case, go ahead and add the rest of that tin of, because you know you've got that chili juice in it, in the tin of beans anyway. But go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to turn it down to low, all right? And I'm going to let it come up to the bubble first at medium. And then when it does, I'm going to turn it down to low and let it sit for about half an hour, maybe 20 minutes. I'm going to watch it in about 15. And then see where we are, see if I need to turn it off, what, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, let me know in your comments, do you like pasta in your chili? I love pasta in my chili. That's the only really time, except for in the chili or mac and cheese, that's the only time I really care for pasta or pasta, however you want to say it. I grew up hearing both. So anyway, give me a shout out. Let me know which way you prefer. Do you prefer it thicker or brothier? I prefer it brothier, but I also like it thicker too. So I'm in both schools there. So let me know what you think. No mean comments either. I'll spank your butt. Before we go on break, I want to show you how much grease that collected. What I do is I know there's some water in it as well. I didn't run water over it, but you can see how the grease is already drying and coagulating, whatever they call it, hardening. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let that get hard and cool. I prefer it hard and hot, but the grease, I'm going to let it get cool and solidify, and then I'm going to throw it in the trash can. Don't throw it down your sink. It'll just cause issues. It'll cost you money in the long run. It's a stupid move to do. I've never done it. I'm not going to start. Now the chili is made. I've let it sit for a while, and it's gotten thicker. I like it. I like it brothy too, but it's not too thick. You can add some tomato sauce to it. See, it's brothy. It's not as brothy as no, it's perfect. At this point, you can put add-ins like, oh, I don't know, like throw some guacamole on top of it, or some cheese. I think Americans overdo cheese, so you need to stop that. I think it's a terrible thing to do. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Americans don't seem to think it's any good unless it's got cheese in it. You know, when I was in school, they used to make chili, and they would give us peanut butter sandwiches with it. So as an adult, I do it a little bit differently. I put a dollop of peanut butter in it and mix it around, just my serving, not for everybody. So let me give it a tasty taste, and let's see if this trips my trigger. A little ASMR for you. Oh my. Yes, please do try this. This is old hat to me, but for someone starting out, this would be something good for them to know. You know, share it, like it, subscribe, whatever it is you have to do, repost it, tell your friends, make it. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think. Bye.